Welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you hear the word ITIL and your mind immediately goes to dusty, rigid rulebooks, well, it's time for a major reset. Today we're going to dig into ITIL 4, a totally modern framework that isn't about process for process's sake. It's built for just one thing: creating real value in this incredibly fast-paced digital world we all live in. So let's just start with a really direct question. Look at your organization. Is it actually built for speed? Because in a world where change is literally the only constant, being able to adapt and deliver value quickly, that's not just a nice to have anymore. It's a flat-out requirement for survival. And this is the exact challenge that ITIL 4 was designed to solve. I mean, think about it. We are right in the middle of what's being called the fourth industrial revolution. This is creating some unbelievable digital disruption, and it's completely blurring the lines between technology and business. In an environment like this, the old siloed ways of working, they just can't keep up. This new landscape demands a whole new way of thinking. Okay, so let's get into it. ITIL isn't new. It's been evolving for decades now. It kicked off back in the 80s as a collection of best practices. Then in the 2000s, it got a bit more structured. And in 2007, version 3 brought in the whole service lifecycle idea. But what you see here, this 2019 update, ITIL 4, this wasn't just another small step. No way. It was a complete reimagining, built from the ground up for the demands of right now. And this brings us to the most fundamental change in thinking that ITIL 4 represents. We're talking about a move away from isolated, walled-off processes and toward a much more integrated, systemic approach. This right here, this is the big shift. And wow, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, that's the old world of ITIL v3, kind of rigid, siloed, and really focused just on IT. But on the right, you've got ITIL 4. It's holistic, it's flexible, it's focused on value for the entire organization. And, crucially, it's designed to work hand in hand with methods like Agile and DevOps. It's a huge move from control to collaboration. So you might be wondering, how does ITIL 4 actually make this happen? Well, the answer is in its core concept, which I like to think of as the engine room of the whole framework, the Service Value System, or SVS for short. To put it simply, the service value system is the blueprint for turning any opportunity or demand into actual tangible value. It shows how every single piece of an organization, the people, the processes, the partners, the technology, all have to work together as one big system to get that value delivered. And this SVS, this engine, it's built on these 5 core components you see here. Think of them like interconnected gears. You've got the guiding principles, which is your mindset. Governance, which provides direction. The service value chain, that's your operating model. Practices are your tools, and continual improvement is the thing that keeps driving you forward. They all have to work together. Right at the heart of the SVS is the service value chain. Now, what's so important to understand here is that this is not a rigid step-by-step process. Not at all. Think of these 6 activities more like a set of Legos. They can be combined in any order to create what are called value streams, which let you respond to any kind of work from fixing a simple IT incident to building a brand new product. It's all about flexibility. So if the value chain is the operating model, then the guiding principles, well, they're the compass. They are the shared values and the mindset that should direct every single decision and action, making sure everyone is pulling in the same direction. And here are some of those core principles. They probably look pretty familiar, especially if you're working with Agile or Lean. Things like progress iteratively with feedback and collaborate and promote visibility. These are all about fostering a culture of continuous learning and real teamwork. It's all about practical, real-world application. I really want to pause on this one for a second because it's just so important. Keep it simple and practical. This one principle directly fights that old stereotype of ITIL being some big bureaucratic monster. The goal of ITIL 4 is to get rid of waste and do only what is absolutely necessary to deliver value. It's about being effective, not just being busy. Okay, so we have our mindset, our compass, we have our operating model. Now let's look at the toolbox. In ITIL 4, the old idea of processes has evolved into something much more flexible and complete called practices. So, how many tools are in this toolbox? 34. But wait, don't let that number scare you. Don't think of these as 34 rigid processes you have to memorize. The big shift here is that a practice is really a bundle of resources, people, tools, partners, all aimed at getting a specific job done. And this chart shows you how they're all organized. They're grouped into three main categories. You've got general management practices, which are actually adapted from the broader business world. You have service management practices, which are the traditional heart of ITSM. And then you have technical management practices. This just shows how ITIL 4 is truly holistic. It's pulling from every part of the business. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually apply it? The absolute key here is that ITIL 4 isn't some big bang implementation you do overnight. Its entire philosophy is built on smart, iterative change. Success really comes down to these three things. First, you have to adapt the framework to your unique situation. Don't just copy and paste it. Second, you integrate it with the other methods you're probably already using, like Agile and DevOps. ITIL 4 is designed to play nice with them, not replace them. And finally, you implement it evolutionarily. Start where you are, find a small improvement you can make, and then build from there. And that brings us to the fundamental question that ITIL 4 really asks of any organization. Are you focused on creating real, meaningful value, or are you just busy completing tasks? Making that shift from an activity-based mindset to a value-based one, that is the true essence of this entire framework. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.